welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. Man, when I go hard. That's like 3 concerts in less than 7 days. So, whew, okay. Anyway, yeah, so let's get right into it. So the concert that I went to was at Jammin in Vienna, and getting there was not a problem, so that was nice. Yeah. So it was to see Augustana, or I guess just the singer from Augustana, and it was awesome. And I was, of course, really looking forward to certain songs. So yeah, so we'll get into it. But let's talk about the opener first. So the opener was Trella, female singer, traditionally not my favorite. But I mean, I thought she did a nice job overall. In the first song she played, there was like this high note, and like it was short and quick feel to it, so I really liked that. And I also liked that in the chorus, it was like a very repetitive, not in a bad way, but just there was an opportunity for it to be like very repetitive, and so I liked that she changed the like the end of the line in the chorus so that it didn't feel repetitive, even though she was repeating the same like beginning line and then she was finishing it with a different line, so I liked that. Then she sang an acoustic version of her new release, Control. Again, it was good. I really liked the lyrics at the end. She introduced her guitarist / keyboardist, and they sang a song together. It was like a very sweet, like romance song, but it was very short. A lot of her songs kind of like ended abruptly. So yeah, so again, just like shorter songs. And then she talked about how she grew up in Florida, and so it was a song about like floating in the ocean, so it was a pretty good song. After that, she talked about how she had never had to write 2020, so now she doesn't know whether it's 2020 or 2021, which, hello, that's pretty much everyone, I feel like. But yeah, so that was pretty funny. And then she was like, I'm Trella, that's Trellely. And then she was like, no, wait, that's not it. And so she kind of like made fun of herself about not being able to spell her own name. So I thought that was pretty cute. And then she played a song called Sidelines. And I really, really liked, in the first like verse, she repeated the word try 3 times. So it was try, try, try. And I really, really liked that part. And I think overall that was my favorite song in her set. And then the last song was okay. I definitely liked Sidelines a lot better. But there was like a fun little shout out to just like albums in general, and how like songs after song number 7 like are good, but like they never get like radio play, and so I thought that was kind of a cool like analogy. But yeah, I mean overall she did fine. Again, you know, didn't know who she was, tend not to love female singers. She was very good. But yeah, so let's get into Augustana. So he came on stage and started playing Boston. I was a little surprised, thought maybe we would have saved that to the end, but okay, fine. Loved the pacing differences. Seriously, so good. They were so good. And it was just on the piano, obviously, so it was acoustic. Just so wonderful. The changes were just like so great. And then he changed the bridge too, which was really great. Really loved the bridge change. Thought that was fantastic. And then at the end he tried to incorporate Vienna, which I thought was really funny. He was like west of Washington. So yeah, so that was just again like a nice personal touch for this show in particular. And then after that he went into Stars and Boulevard, which I was a little scared that was going to happen because that is my favorite song, so I was really hoping that he would save it for a little bit later in the show. But wow, it was so good. It's like one of my first, I think it is my favorite of theirs, and it was just so wonderful. The bridge, he like totally changed the lyrics up to fit his like current lifestyle, and so I thought that was really cool. And I just like love the third verse. So good to hear it live. It was just so great and just so wonderful. So yeah, definitely loved that song. It was great. After that, he switched to the guitar and played another song off of their first album, which I totally recognize. Would not have been my personal pick, but it was good. Nice to hear a song from that album. After that, he they went to the second album, and he said that this is his second show back after COVID, so that was kind of cool that we are the second show, not the first one, but that's okay. And he said that he's like excited to be back, and he's like, look, I'm even talking. He goes, I never talk. So again, just like really genuine he seemed like, and like was just kept saying over and over again throughout the night, like, I'm so excited to be back, I'm so excited to be back. So yeah. So he talked briefly about being like locked away during the pandemic in a country house with 4 kids, and we all were like, what? And his reaction to our reaction was really, again, very cute, very genuine. So the first song was, this first song had a slower, for the second album, had a slower start. I definitely heard it before, and I really, really liked the bridge. I feel like that's a common theme in this evening so far, is bridges, the changes and just the way that he sings them and the words in the bridges, like everything about the bridges for the most part I absolutely loved. So yeah, definitely loved a lot of those bridges. Then there was a line about how many years he's been with this person for the next song, and like at the very beginning of that song there was just like a quick line about, and so he said 15 years and then was kind of like 15 years and 6 months, and he was like, oh, I don't know, it's just been a really long time. So again, I think that he changed that part of the song to fit what was actually happening in his real life. So again, I love that. But yeah, and then I thought it was cute that he like was like, well, I don't know, it's just been a long time. So I really liked, again, just like he was definitely having fun at the show, so I really liked that. And then there was a line in the song that I absolutely love. I'm your heart when it breaks, which was part of the chorus. Loved it, thought it was really good. That was definitely a line that stuck out to me. After that, he tuned his guitar and made a little joke about, well, yeah, like this would work if you had your guitar tuned. And for that song, I really loved the guitar part, which is good because he took time to tune it. And the lyrics, I thought they were really fantastic. After that, he went back to the piano and played like a really sweet song. And the chorus made me think it was probably for a daughter of his, just because it said, I'm sorry, I don't know the words, but yeah, so it definitely made me think of like a daughter-father situation. And again, loved the bridge. Surprise! I loved it. It was fantastic. Really good bridge on that one as well. After that, he said that the song that he was going to play next almost didn't make the record, and talking about how like young and like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed he was at the beginning at 22, and now he's like changed, and you know, he has kind of like a dark sense of humor, but he's also like in a very positive place at the same time. And it was a song about when he met his future wife, and that he was like, this is going to be a dramatic song, and it was like definitely more dramatic. That's the perfect word to describe it. Definitely just, you had this like more powerful sounding piano, and yeah, so it was really good. I liked that he described it well and kind of gave us the backstory for that one. The next song, he said it was 17 years old, and then in the lyrics he said 37 years, so I'm thinking he changed that to be more accurate to what is, again, happening in his life. So again, I like that change. And then he also gave a shout out to the Beltway, because he was talking about driving, and he said like a drive on the Beltway, and I was like, oh, that's so fun. Like, just that he clearly did his research about the area a little bit, so that was really nice. And again, just like the subtle changes, I didn't know a lot of these songs, but you can definitely tell that there were things that were different. So then after that, he was like, all right, well, that was the first half of the show. And again, he just said, I'm having so much fun. And then he was gonna start doing the third album. So he started the third album with Steal Your Heart, and I actually thought this was going to be the last song that he played, because again, I had listened to a bunch of his stuff the other day, and there's like 7,000 versions of this song on the internet, so I was like, oh, this is definitely going to be his closer, if not Boston. And then obviously when he played Boston, I was like, well, now Boston's not going to be his closer, so I was like, for sure it's going to be this song. But nope, this was the first song off the third album, and so I even thought, okay, well, whatever album this is on, it'll be the last song on that album, but it was not. And so again, I really loved like the more quick piano, and it definitely had a more full sound. And like, for some reason, just the transition between the bridge and the chorus, like the following chorus was so good. And I was like, whoa, I was like, that was just like, again, it was like, it almost like dropped completely, and then he started playing it, so I really, really liked that. And then he went back over to the guitar. I really liked the slower pace, and so it's so funny because I loved like the more like full sound of the piano for Steal Your Heart, but then like he came to the guitar and it was like way slower start, and I was like, this worked. Like normally it kind of is hard to go from like a more full sounding song to a slower song, but he made it work, and so I really, really liked that, and so that was cool that he could kind of go back and forth like that seamlessly. Yeah, so that was also, oh, and like that song had a really cool build up too. Like you could almost tell that there was going to be a build up before there actually was a build up, so I really liked that part. The next song had, again, that like full sound again, so just like a little bit of a roller coaster going full sound, slower, full sound, so I liked that. And I really liked the lyrics of that song as well. And then he took a drink from his giant canteen and he said, hydrate or dihydrate, just like they always say. And so I thought that was really funny, hydrate or dihydrate. I definitely am going to keep that in mind. I like that. So then he played one of his favorite songs off the album, and sorry, my handwriting was terrible for favorites, and I was like, what word is that? Anyway, then he played one of his favorites off the album. It was a slower paced song, and he like definitely held the words longer. So again, this was not a song that I knew, but you could totally tell that he was switching things up, and I just loved that. I loved that not even knowing the song, you could still tell that he was making these subtle changes, and so I really liked that song, and it made it so interesting to like listen to, and I was like so into it even though I like didn't know it, so it was just really great. And then the next song had that like quicker feel, and I really liked the lyrics in the first verse. So again, just like, I mean, it's just so interesting to me that he could so seamlessly go from quicker song to slower song, quicker song to slower song. The song after that, I like loved the guitar, because again, it was that short, quick stuff, and so I love that, as you know. And I actually like really liked the lyrics to this one and like the overall message, and so it was kind of like, even though things are like not great, like I'm trying, and like they will be okay in the end. I think the song may have been okay because like, that was like the chorus. So wonderful. I really liked that song. Really liked that. And then he was like, okay, like, so Vienna's like a cute town, and he was talking about the area, and he was like, so, oh, like Vienna's a cute town, like I was driving in and so nobody cheered, and he was like, oh, maybe Vienna's not a cute town, I guess. So that was pretty funny. And then he talked about his family, and how he has 4 kids, and and then he went on to talk about the 4th album, and he was saying that it was like written in his 30s, so like, you know, they're dark times, all the shoulda, woulda, couldas. So I really liked that. I thought that was just like a really good way to transition, because he said, he's like, oh, this is like a good break. So yeah, so it was nice to like learn about his family a little bit more, because he had mentioned them a few times before. So yeah, so he played the song Youth is Wasted on the Young, and I actually really liked that song. I liked the lyrics in the first verse, and that like first pre-chorus in particular, I really loved it, and I actually really loved the second verse too. So really liked the lyrics, and a good, really good song, and super applicable to a 30-year-old's life, which unfortunately I know about, because I'm 30, guys. Anyway, more than 30. So I really liked the piano part of the next song, and it was really like a sweet, sad lyrics, and the song was Remember Me. And like towards the end there was like this longer pause, and so again, really loved that. It definitely made you feel like there were some subtle changes, but I really liked that song. It was very sweet. Yeah. The lyrics, like a little bit, you're like, so wait, you don't like want this person to move on after you're dead? And you're like, but it's so sweet. So I don't know, it was a cute song. Then for the next song, he talked about how the past 4 years had been hard for his family, but these songs from this album had helped him. And the beginning had like this really simple piano. It was just like a couple notes, and I really liked that. And I also really liked the chorus as well for that song. So that was a really nice song. And then after that, he played a new one that was written in the thick of the pandemic. And so he was like, guys, this was like written in the thick of it. Just think like January 2020. And so we're all like, January 2020, that was right before everything happened. Like, we should be happy. And then like a few seconds later, like, so it was not that there was like supposed to be a reaction, but it was clearly like awkwardly quiet. And all of a sudden he was like, oh no, I mean 2021. He's like, yeah, think of 2020. That was great. January 2020. That was great. He goes, no, but we're in winter 2021 here. So that was really, really cute. You know, again, just like that he realized it, and it was very, again, just like genuine and fun. And like, he clearly was having a good time and enjoying himself. So I really liked that, like, quick little part to it. And then so after that they played the song, he played the song Remedy, and he said that he'd never played it, but this was the second show, so I wonder if he'd played it at the first show. So maybe he like lied, not that he lied, but he wasn't used to playing it. I get it. And I really, really loved the piano and the lyrics of the first verse for the song as well. Man, first verse and bridge, those are my two go-tos for this one. And then after that, he talked about how this past year kind of made him drop his cynicism about like music and like art in general. And so he feels like now, after like his 20-year journey, he is able to like truly understand good art and its purpose. And so that was like kind of cool to kind of hear that story, just in terms of like, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, and like, yes, like I am doing music, but like I didn't truly understand and appreciate it until now. So I kind of like that. Anyway, so we talked then about how recently he'd come across Judy Garland's version of Make Someone Happy, and he was like, sorry if I can't hit the high notes. But you know, at home I thought this was a really good idea, and now I've committed to it. So he's like, well, it's a challenge at this point. So again, just like having fun with it and really just kind of getting into it. And it was really good. I thought he did a really nice job. I mean, obviously there were definitely some high notes that you were like, okay, not your best, but really good. And again, definitely one of those songs that you just kind of recognize and know. So yeah, it was a really awesome show. Then he just went off the stage, and that was it. So, scores. Oh my gosh, this is hard. Okay, well, for sure, if I got to pick things, I probably would have picked a different order of songs and maybe played Stars and Boulevards last, although I do understand why it was first, because it was off the first album, and so he's going through his discography. I also would have picked a different song off of Stars and Boulevards to be the third song. Not that's what the album is called. It might be, I'm not sure. The other songs I didn't really know that well, but I liked every single one. There was definitely something great about everything, and I really, really loved that even though I didn't know the songs, you could still tell that there were subtle changes within the songs. So I really, really loved that. Trella, the opener, was okay. Really loved Sidelines. Gosh, I think I might give this one, oh man, do I give it, I think I'm gonna give this one an 8.0. I feel like that might be too low. Gosh, guys, I've been out of the game for too long. Don't judge. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna give it an 8.0. I really would have liked to hear Boston and Stars and Boulevards later in the set. He was very sweet and very genuine, so definitely giving a lot of props and points for that. And again, songs that I didn't know, I felt like you could tell that there were subtle differences, so I really loved that. Wasn't a huge fan of the opener. There was one song that I really enjoyed, and the rest was just pretty okay for me. But yeah, so 8.0. Let me know what you think. Were you there? Did you see the show? Did you want to see the show? Please comment. I love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, so comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But I promise you it won't be too soon. It's a little bit of a gap before my next show. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.